Hi, welcome back. So tonight for the lesson is going to be Ma-Ryah and Peter coming in. Most likely we're going to get Ma-Ryah because it's dealing with a very important and wonderful message that they have brought to our world. And they are going to be doing a video about the children of remembrance, some very special souls that have joined us in this world lately. And it will be a two-part. It's going to be broken down into two parts. So be sure to look for part two. And at the end of part two, if any questions that you have, be sure to leave your questions in the comment on part two of the videos. So I'm going to step aside, get out of the way, and allow you to hear the wisdom and the beauty and the knowledge of Peter and Ma-Ryah. And speaking of the children of remembrance. God's blessings. This is Ma-Ryah from the higher realms of God, and we know that usually you have been becoming very knowledgeable of Peter. And Peter's communication is very good for when it is dealing with physical knowledge. And we have always been about the communication of that which involves the soul, the spirit, your awareness and knowledge of all things that are connected to you, not as a physical being, as a spirit and a soul. And so you will see more of our energy presenting in this video as well as the one that follows it. So as the vessel did say, we are going to speak about a very wonderful and a great gift to humanity of a group of spirit and soul that has entered into your world in answer to assist human beings in all of what you have been experiencing in your lives as you work through this opportunity and your process to be able to have here is your shadows being transformed. Here are all the many fears and limitations that keep you separated from remembering that you are not only the human being having this experience, but you are a spirit and a soul that is having the experience of the human being, and to have the knowledge of what is it like to separate and to create not with unconditional love, with stepping away from that sometimes, and then challenging yourselves through the flow and the linear knowledge of time to remember that you were not the experiences that diminished you, said you were not worthy, and all of the many things that humanity goes through. Spirit is and always has been aware of the voices and the thoughts that travel through the energies of the universes that come from all beings that are connected to all that is, and that is every consciousness, every awareness, no matter what world it exists in, and coming from the energy of the planet Earth in the astral universe that Earth resides within. There is always the awareness and the knowledge and the understanding of sometimes a very painful way that human beings experience life. Very often what has been occurring has been a great deal of fear stirred up, and every generation of humanity finds that that this occurs within their life, and that as they are creating and going through life, there are many beliefs and many dogmas that are followed to be able to assist you, the human beings, to know that when it is difficult, when it is painful, that you don't give up. You keep moving forward. You keep offering yourself opportunities to experience what it is your heart longs for, what you hold in your awareness as you daydream about. If you were not living the moment that you were living, that is not being experienced so joyfully, How would you choose your life to be? And so many that would say live in poverty would daydream about what is it like to have wealth. And their idea of wealth may be nothing more than they wake up in the morning and there is nourishment and liquid to drink and there's clean clothing to put on and someone to greet them and to celebrate that they are with them for another day. And for others, it would be many other opportunities and experiences that says this is what they daydream that it would be if they were wealthy and such. Many humans struggle when it is experiences occurring in your world on a larger scale. Earth is going through many changes in the planet itself. The people on Earth are going through many different experiences also. And some of the experiences has birthed great fear. And many, many human beings communicate to their knowledge, their awareness, and their perception of the divine force, the source that is of all things, the source that creates everything and everyone. And no matter what religions and beliefs assign names and sometimes much limitation to the perception of this being, even though that occurs, that consciousness is always there. And when you use words from your hearts, you cry words from your belief, your faith, you send out prayers that your sorrows are seen, your troubles are seen, receive assistance to be able to have this moment, no matter what that moment is. If it's you're in a war country that has been creating and experiencing war and the bombs falling and such, that, as you know, puts a lot of fear on the human beings, on the recipient end of the bombs, and the prayers and the cries that come forth from such a people come out into the universes, travels through the astral universe into the infinite universes, indeed to the very hearing of the source that is all things. And that source that is of all things resides in what we in the infinite universe refer to as the 12th level, the 12th layer, the 12th dimension, the 12th universe within the infinite universe. And in a very brief way, we will speak of what that entails within every universe, whether astral, meaning you get to experience yourself separate and outside of knowing yourself only as the being of consciousness, of awareness, of absolute love, the light that blends with the light of all, and in some take on forms in different levels of the universe. Mm. We forgot how to use the human mouth, so we dribbled the water. Excuse us, please. So then what occurs is that in that reality of the infinite universe and in the astral universe, every level, every dimension, every world has 12 layers within it. And the layers are opportunities of growth and experience and expansion. And then those 12, each of them have 12 within the 12, within the 12, within the 12. So you see infinity. And for many, many years, what has been heard from the cries of humanity is to have assistance come. Is there any being that hears your cries? Is there any being who hears the deepest fears? Is there any consciousness and awareness that sees you and knows you matter, that is there to wipe your tears, even if you are not aware of the presence of that being of love? And through the measurement of time, different levels of souls and spirit from the infinite realms has been sent into your world. And we will address that at a later to be created lesson and video for yourselves. And all that has occurred before resulted in the ultimate answer to humans' prayers. In the 12th, within the 12th, within the 12th, within the 12th, within the 12th, until all that is, has been, ever shall be, is all gathered together and returned to the consciousness, the knowledge, the awareness of the seething mass of energy that is the source of all creation. No matter how you see and know that source to be. And from that level of consciousness and awareness are seen spirits of the being of the source of all things, just radiating itself. And that spirit is complete and of the source of all things, never having stepped away from its own self to have an experience of, what if I create a world over here or over there, and I have this to be experienced? What if? And then the astral universe able to be created to experience, what is it like to create outside of love? Is it able to be believable? Were those participants of the souls that are sent out to do it, will they believe it? And so forth. And so what occurs is, from that 12, within the 12, within the 12, into infinity, saying that, the spirits that are seeing the reflections, the radiance of all that is, stepped forward with love and said, we shall go into the astral universe, into earth, remembering who we are, not separating from the remembrance and the knowledge of all there is. And we will assist humans who are lost in the shadows, in the darkness, and the fears of the world's creating in these moments of forgetfulness. And with the light and the love, they enter with all of these beings, brings into the human world the energy of absolute, divine, pure love and pure light, to gently, lovingly remind human beings, you are not forgotten. You are not expected to stand alone. And these beautiful, loving spirits did not even dim themselves in any way to be sent as a soul. What comes into your world is the pure spirit, not separated into come as a soul. It is the soul and everything complete and part of that divine presence. And they began to enter into your world April 1st, 2023, a day that was celebrated throughout all realms. To be able to see the radiance and the pure divine love falling like the brightest stars, planets, you could ever imagine. To take the magnificent light of your sun, magnify it 1,000,000,000 times in its brightness. And that is the spirit that willingly and lovingly choose to answer the call and the cry of humanity, to assist you, for you to know you are not forgotten. Your cries, your prayers, your beseeching, your fears, your rage has been heard, and that is the answer that is sent. And so from April 1st, 2023, all the way through to the ultimate and last conceived being on April 30th, 2025, all souls of life form, everything that has a heart that beats, lungs that breathe, is from the 12th universe and part of, in the human identification, the children of remembrance. But that also includes, do you have a canine come into your life? Birth in that time frame. A horse, a fish. A fish comes up for oxygen. A lizard. Everything that is seen as alive, heart and lungs, skeletal mass and such, are these spirits of pure, absolute love, comes into your world. Some of the children in the birthing and taking of their first breath, some of these children, when at their birthing, have amazed those that bear witness to their first breath. As they lift their heads, they look about them with complete and full focus. Hours after their birth, many of them believe they're able to crawl and to begin to move about. Things that you would expect your infant to do, though not right at birth. They are able to look upon you when you gaze into their eyes. And though every single child ever born to humankind holds the energy of pure love, and when you look into the eyes of your newborn child, you are able to answer for yourself, what would it be like if I could look into the eyes of God? If I could look into the eyes of the Creator? What would it be like if this child I just gave birth to is the presence and is the energy of Buddha? So whatever it is that you hold and create with in a name identification of the source that is all things, that there is nothing that it is not found within. Every creation, every moment, every breath. You are as souls sent here to experience what would it be like to be a creator. And we will go more deeply into all of those ramifications and knowledge later. And because it is every consciousness that enters into your world at this time, up to that April 30th, right? At 2025, count out your 9 months, add a couple of weeks more, in case there are some that are reluctant to take their first breath. Some of the children are born with many physical challenges, a lot of multiple births, as the spirits could not wait to come and to be part of the assistance. And of course, as human beings, it requires you to wait for them to be able to communicate more to you. And so humans would find themselves having to patiently wait as the child grows from infant to ability to speak whatever language is its mother's tongue. What if you were able to remember that you do not have to wait to hear what is spoken for your ears to receive it? What if your ears were placed on your heart and you're able to understand in the exchange of energy, able to use your spoken words as you speak to the infant, and yet remember that in your arms you were holding a fully aware, fully conscious spirit of absolute love, never separated from the one that your world sees in so many different ways and so many different names and such, that you all see as the one who created all you experience, all that you are. What if you could hear the communication of your infant without having to wait for the infant to develop language in your languages? The babies that you hold in your arms before the children of remembrance. The babies reach a stage where they talk and they coo and they make sounds, and the parents find great delight. And oh, it's like my baby's telling me all about the way the world works, telling me all about what they are experiencing. They are. What is different is you don't understand them. They are able to communicate thought to thought. So those of you who have one of these children, perhaps you have your own amazing story to share with one another. What happened at the birth of your child? Did the baby create in a way that got the attention of those in the delivery room? Or when you got to take your child home and your loved ones gathered to welcome and to celebrate this new member of the family, and to be able to say, wow, this one's in a hurry to get to be living and walking and talking and doing things, because look at the holding of the head, look at the turning over, look at the this, look at the that. That they are leaping leaps and bounds through the development. And some of these spirits enter into a fetus, a child that is able to be born much too early, and to be able to see the strength and the will, and be able to see the understanding when the child's condition is spoken about, whether held in the parent's arms, held in the hands of a physician, or in the incubator of protection. Watch the child's heartbeat as the machines measure the physical responses of the child's body. And you will see, depending on what is being said, the child is responding to what is being heard. And for the children that will enter and to come with deafness of the hearing, they will still know what is being said, because they connect thought to thought, mind to mind. These children come to offer a gift of love, just pure love, for no reason other than to remind you of love, and that you are seen, and heard, and that you are learning from the babies already, especially the ones that find it necessary to enter and be warriors right away, and to be able to beat the odds when all appears to be that the child born is not able to survive. You will see many of them actually do. Some will enter and then to realize they aren't able to handle the energy and the fear and the pain of your world. And yet their entrance still assist those that they leave behind as they return home. So because they are children of remembrance and they are fully evolved and aware spirit, does not mean that humanity will not experience heartache with their children. They will be as other children. Some will have physical developmental issues to face. Others will have the facing of surgeries and the correction of organs. And everything that your world has already experienced in regards to giving birth and bringing a baby into this world. What will be different is the peace, the presence of unseen beings, feeling the love with the child's presence and physical continuance, as well as when that spirit is truly not able to hold in the energy of physical denseness and pain and be able to retain the knowledge of who they are, and would find it very necessary to dim its own self, to dim its light, to begin to enter, to forget, so that it may create shields and filters. These children of remembrance, they are not here to experience creating a filter. And they are not here to shake the world up in a very earth-shattering way. They are here, one breath at a time, to show you what you think a child is able to do, what you believe a baby is capable of doing, what you believe a human is capable of remembering and doing, has not been what is really what is able to be done. When in later videos we do go into the souls who came before to prepare the human beings to be open and supportive of souls of this nature and identity and radiance and frequency and love to be part of their world, and to allow the knowledge that here they come to assist and to see that you are all sacred and divine beings. You are all part of the consciousness of all that is. And you are all united, connected, one to one to one, is each a reflection of one another, and all a reflection of all that is. And so, though we could and would be able to continue a little bit more into this, we are, as the vessel said, we are going to do it into a two-part. And the reason that we are choosing to do this is because when you listen to the words that we just spoke, we do request that you listen to it first and allow yourself to listen, make note of any comments, criticisms, reactions, responses. Write it down. Do you have resistance in being able to believe that the human race would receive beings that are able to help your evolution and your transformations to be achieved with more grace and ease and less pain and struggle and tears and fears? Or are you not able to believe that? You don't have to believe the words we speak. We do request you listen to it fully through to the end of part 1. And before you go to part 2, listen to it again. Close your eyes as you listen. Pay attention to your bodies. Pay attention to your mind chatter. Make note of some of your chatter and then present them at this part 1, as well as, if you choose, at the comments in the beginning before you watch part 2. We are requesting that it be done in this way because we are aware of things that are going to occur in your reception of the words. Nothing earth-shattering, nothing that's going to hurt you, nothing that's scary. We are aware on a cellular, energetic way your reception of these words and the knowledge of the children of remembrance being in your world. In part 2, we will take it into more practical application of having this knowledge. And what do you, as the human being, do to support these children of remembrance? So be sure to touch base into C part 2. Until then, we see you.